Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Jerry,
And I'm Bob.
and this is our super awesome, amazing car show that we don't really have a name for quite yet. Today, we're going to be talking about brand new car technologies, like why your grandma might think self-driving cars are neat.
Your BMW might have lasers strapped to the front.
Freaking nature.
Laser.
Virtual cockpits and why they might be just a little bit too much. Also, gesture controls. How you can turn your hazards on in your car because you got an accident with the gesture controls using gesture controls. Also, we're going to talk about the Chevrolet Volt and the Buick Avenir Concept. Why it's never going to be made ever because it looks way too cool. It doesn't look like a Buick.
It's not Buick.
It
No,
doesn't
it's
look
Buick.
like a Buick.
There's no Buick here.
All right, so now we're going to talk about self-driving cars and the new technology behind them. Can you stop playing with your crankshaft, please?
Sorry about that. You caught me bending my crankshaft.
So self-driving car technology is kind of new, kind of not. It's really getting more mainstream now. Everyone's got their hands dipped into the self-driving car scene, I guess, if you will. And the point is that you get in a car, you press a button, and it takes you from A to B. One of Audi's new cars actually drove itself to the Detroit Auto Show, or so they say.
I think it's a great idea. I think maybe people should be forced to use these kind of self-driving technologies.
Like who?
Elderly, the gender that starts with the letter F. My wife. No, I'm just kidding, darling.
I don't know if they would agree with you, but yeah, I mean, in any case, I think it's a cool prospect to have. Like you get in your car and you go, but for me, I don't really need something like that. The point of driving is actually driving, getting in, feeling the wheel, smashing your foot on the gas, and just going. For me, it's a whole experience. I don't want something to just take me somewhere.
I guess I kind of agree with that, but at the same time, when you're on a long drive, there's probably nothing more relaxing than just putting into cruise control and getting into the back seat and falling asleep. And also, what about truck drivers? I can imagine somebody doing a long haul. You know, it might be actually better for the other people on the road that they don't fall asleep and crash.
Yeah, I mean, in some cases, it's probably a good thing. But I feel like if you're getting in your car 99% of the time and you're just pressing a button to take you somewhere, they shouldn't call that a car anymore. They should give it a completely different name to self-driving cars. Call it a bus. I don't care. Call it anything. Call it a Learn app or something.
A car sitting in the parking lot with nobody in it is still a car.
Yeah, but
You can't call it something different just because there's nobody in the driver's
it's
seat.
not. It's the whole thing. A car is an experience. A car is a feeling. You know what I'm saying? You just can't. Okay, I'm just gonna go take a ride in my car.
That sounds actually delightful.
That's a seat. That's a seat with a button that moves you places.
Deal. Sign me up.
Hey, can you stop grinding my gears for a second and let's talk about the what's
The
up
new
next?
laser headlights. Those are
From-
from BMW. These are fantastic looking. I'm not sure about them yet, but they look great in videos that we've seen.
I need them. Straight up, I need them. What they are basically is that instead of light bulbs in your headlights, these are lasers that can do a bunch of different things. They can exclude cars that are oncoming so you don't shine your brights into someone's face. If there's a deer on the side of the road or a person, the technology within the car can actually see that and highlight the deer or the person on the side of the road. And it can do a bunch of other things. If there's a narrow space that you want to drive in between, it can tell you if you can do it by projecting the width of your car on the road, all this.
I'm sorry, but if you need that, you should not be driving on the road to begin with. At no point has there been a time when I was, thinking, "Oh man, this is what I really need: is headlights that run on windows that can go into a blue screen of death randomly and make it so that I can't see." Like,
Error 404, just
yeah,
projected
all
on
over
the,
all over the
street.
highway. That's exactly what I need while driving.
I think it's a cool thing. It reminds me of some sort of like fighter jet technology. If I'm like in a rush or I'm doing whatever it is. And I think you don't think the deer thing, can kind of help out.
I guess, but once again, what if that goes wrong? What if it all of a sudden blacks out the deer instead of the cars? And then all of a sudden you got a blacked out spot where the deer's standing, and you don't even see the deer coming out.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope they have some sort of fail-safe mode. My worry is that, the headlights make the deers run into them. What's going to happen now? Now there's a really, really bright headlight shining into the deer's eyeball. It's good. Oh, what is that? I need to come see it.
A lot of vehicles have this new feature with gesture controls. And basically all it is you can swipe your hand in front of your screen to answer phone calls or turn your fingers to turn up the volume or turn it down.
It's like Xbox Connect, sort of, right?
Very similar, yeah.
So yeah, you just do a thing and some other thing happens. I think even BMW has a specific gesture for turning on your hazards. It's like this. It's I think realistically, gesture controls is a good idea if it works. But a lot of things that I've read say it's still really primitive. Um, Things aren't working exactly as they should, and they're not being really fine tuned. Which in that case does the opposite of what you want.
I mean, I don't want to be flipping somebody off and then end up turning on my hazards or turning my blinkers on or something.
It automatically breaks your car,
Automatically stops my vehicle. Yeah.
depending on how high your finger is up, how angry you
How
are.
angry I am. All of a sudden slammed on the brakes.
Yeah. So I think it needs a little bit more work, a little bit more time put into it. But I would use it. You know, I would go like that to answer my phone.
I have a feeling I'd forget to use it. You know, I'd forget to even have that feature. I mean, I got a little button on my steering wheel to answer my phone, but even still, half the time I end up swiping on my phone because I totally forget that I have the button.
Cool if it's there, not 100% necessary. But interesting.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
I'll take it. I think they gave me the wrong size alternator belt.
Yeah, it looks a tad small, I
Yeah,
think.
it does.
All right, whatever. Now we're going to talk about in-cabin electronics and really just the virtual cockpit and what we feel about it.
You're just going a little bit overboard. I mean, at what point do you really stop? It seems like it's just everything is touchscreen and you know, programmable, and I don't need all that.
Yeah, it's you know, it's one of those things where it's good for some people, but if it creates more work to try and do something, it just doesn't work. You know, I'm a man and I like levers and buttons and things like that. You know, I want to flip a switch and, you know, crank this thing over, and that's how I want it to work. I think of an airplane cockpit with the technology and all the cool buttons.
I agree, and you know, they also have an ejector button, which I think is coming next year. So
Oh yeah, Audi is going to release the
kicks everybody in the backseat out.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Kids are crying.
Yeah. Well,
Get
as long as it's an actual button and not something on the touch
No, it's
screen.
not touchscreen. No, I mean, it's one of those big red nuke buttons. They have to flip over a little clear plastic case in
Okay.
front. You know, first you
Call Audi and get the code.
the code, the launch codes. And also, I mean, at what point do you stop there as well? You can have a little iPad sitting right in front of you with a little picture of a steering wheel, and then you can do this to turn the car.
Oh yeah, it's perfect. And then brake,
Yeah.
brake.
You just tap the
brake,
little-
brake. Gas.
You gotta wear little socks with those little finger things on them. Just to,
Yeah, it's just out of control. Interesting, out of control.
and I got one more that's to go out.
Okay, so about the brand new Chevrolet Volt that was just released at the Detroit Auto Show, and it looks kind of interesting. Take a look at it here. Oh wait, that's a picture of a Civic. Oh no, that's the Volt. So yeah, it's the Volt.
I mean, my major problem with it is that it gets 38 miles on the battery charge, and then it takes 10 to 16 hours to charge it back up. I mean, how far are you going to go? And then after that, you're basically stuck with your 1.4 liter engine. I mean, good luck passing anybody on the highway.
I think if I charge my iPhone and I stepped on it on a downhill slope, it can take me about 38 miles.
Your iPhone will probably be charging back into the system by the time
It's true. I mean, realistically, the car looks a little bit better in our opinion. The rear seat and the steering wheel are now heated, which are some interesting things. Also, they were considering getting rid of that bump that's in the rear seat where the battery pops up. They didn't. They made it a little bit smaller, maybe, and they put a new third seat belt. So if your legs are about this big and you plan on sitting like this in the back of your Chevrolet Volt, yeah, it's cool. That's
You
fine.
got some small children that don't care about their legs.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, in general, it's sportier. It's a little bit faster. Larger engine. Now it actually has two smaller motors instead of one large one. Larger lighter battery. Blah blah blah. Everything that Chevrolet,
Claims and it does, yeah. Anyway, Buick just released its new concept car. It's called the Avenir, and it looks pretty good.
It's interesting. I mean, that's the only thing that I really care to know about it. I saw an article with the picture at the top and a bunch of words, and too long didn't read. It was a good looking Buick is the thing, and I would actually drive it. And it comes with free staple removers too in the little glove compartment there. Yeah, well, here it is, just in case you guys want to take a look at it. It's I think if they actually make this car, I don't know what I'd do because they're not going to. Every time I see one of those commercials, it doesn't look like a Buick. the first thing I think about is, man, that looks exactly like a Buick.
That's pretty much what I meant too. Yeah, I don't understand them at all.
You know, the guy comes up and is like, yeah, I'm parking the Buick. Oh, I don't see the Buick. I'm like, it's right there.
Yeah.
I see the Buick. It's the one right there that has Buick logos on it.
Giant Buick logo. You can't miss. Jerry, that's actually not bad.
Yeah, whatever. All right, so guys, thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate it. Next week, we're going to talk about some really interesting stuff that's more interesting than this week, comparatively connected to that week and the last week. So
Averaged times pi.
or squared, yeah, of course. And don't forget to like the video.
Oh.
Yeah, and then leave us a comment.
Just there.
Leave us.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know where. Right here.
And then subscribe to us. Yeah, because there's gonna be more of this, right? Is it in the bottom?
We will be making.
It's there. Subscribe right there. Right
We're
there.
making more of this.
All right. Thanks again, guys, for watching.
Bob.
Jerry.
Out.
Peace. Hello? Is this thing on? Hello?
Is the red light blinking?
Is it recording?
Looks like it's recording.